Hater fools. Big T here, and I'm back with another one. And I just need to confess to the fact that I'm a fraud. I did a Twitter poll recently asking you guys if you'd like to see like a game tour, which would obviously entail me showing you my collection. I've actually done this in the past, and that has something to do with this video here. So I decided to go ahead and do that. I hadn't realized it, but I had been suppressing basically me showing things, and there's a reason for that. I'm gonna give you guys some background information. A couple years ago, I met up with this dude. He actually knew me through YouTube. I actually met up with him through YouTube. I'm gonna say three and a half years ago or so. Sometime back then, I had been going to the PAX East conventions in Boston. I went to the two of them back to back. But the first one, especially, this person hooked me up with the pass, a press pass for the event, and he wanted to remain anonymous, and that was fine. So it was cool. If you guys look back, you'll see me talking about these things and whatnot. And so we kind of had a working relationship through that. We talked off and on about things. We weren't like close friends or something. We associated with each other. We didn't really talk about personal things, not that much. And it wasn't like something we did all the time, every couple of months or so. And we eventually decided, because he's in photography, and I'm obviously a freelance videographer, independent filmmaker, that we would work on something together. I had the idea for doing this kind of the fighter type of movie based around a guy who is an MMA fighter. He does these underground things, and it goes on from there. You're gonna hear some thunder in the background because I live in Florida and it rains like every day during the summer especially, so I'm just gonna fight on through it. But yeah, so we came up with this idea. It was my idea. I just I wanted to use his help because he wanted to work on some project with me. I basically have him be my camera guy and put this project together. Well, basically it was my fault that it basically fell through, because I gave the lead actor, who was a big part of it, he actually was an MMA fighter, amateur fighter, and so some of the idea came from me knowing him. So that's what you do in independent film. You look at the resources that you have and you kind of build something out based on those resources. You kind of come up with an idea. So we're going to make this action, somewhat drama movie around this MMA fighter. And so like I said, that fell through because I gave that guy too much power. I usually could keep all the power myself. I'm the one in control. I make the schedule. Everything's based around me. But I gave it to him because I needed the resources that he had. He knew MMA fighters. He had certain locations we could go to. So I gave up a lot of that power to him. So when he started to kind of get bored with it and not want to do it anymore, that's what kind of pushed the project off the deep end, basically, and we never got to finish it. That's just the backstory on this guy I'm talking about. And so sometime later, this person told me that he was going to be moving, and he had a bunch of stuff, gaming-related stuff, comic books that he wanted to get rid of. He didn't want to go through the process of selling them. He just wanted to get rid of it. Just give it to me. I'll put it into my collection. And you guys know, been around long enough, that I already had a substantial collection myself. I showed it in videos beforehand, but it wasn't a situation where, I thought, oh man, here's a chance for me to beef up my collection. I just didn't want to see that kind of stuff get thrown away. He was going to throw it out, and that just didn't sit right with me. And a lot of the stuff I didn't care to bring into, my house and have it clutter up and whatnot, but something to me, I'd hate to see stuff like that thrown away. Now, most of the stuff was Sega based, like it was Saturn games, it was some Saturn consoles. I already had a Sega Saturn, so this was just me having duplicates. Anything that you see that's like Sega CD related, because I have a Sega CD, but it didn't work. I still have it, I should have tossed it, but I have a Sega CD, but not a working one. He had one in the box. He had a 32X in a box. I also had a 32X. but I didn't have the hookups. I think I lost the hookups along the way. So there's some big case Sega Saturn games, mostly like Street Fighter stuff. I don't think I had too much Street Fighter games on Sega Saturn. I had Street Fighter games for other consoles, but on Sega Saturn I didn't have much. So like the Street Fighter collection, I think that was from him. One of the I think I had Street Fighter Alpha games. But anyway, that is the problem here. Once I acquired his stuff, it was hard for me to remember what I had and what he had. And, over time, we just stopped talking. It wasn't like I didn't like him. I grew angry with him or anything like that, or vice versa. It was just like, I got busier. I started going into teaching and all this stuff. And so, our every couple months conversations stopped happening. And I did a video not too long ago with DGC, that video game collector, where I had some of the stuff that I had gotten from him in that video. And I noticed down in the comment section that there was an anonymous comment from a YouTube on the YouTube page saying that I was a fraud and blah blah blah. Now I knew it was him. He didn't say it was him, but I knew it was him because that's kind of how he operates. He has multiple accounts. He kind of likes to troll people and whatnot, and so I knew that, and so I just knew it was him. It was definitely him. I don't know if I commented to him or not. I left it. I didn't delete it or anything. I'm not a sensitive enough person to where something like that would, oh God, I could delete that and hide it. Because again, like I said, I had a huge collection already of video games and comic books. You guys have seen this stuff on my channel before I acquired some of his stuff. And again, I got a lot of duplicates from him. I got duplicate consoles, some duplicate games, and most, like I said, what he gave me is Sega related, because he was kind of a big Sega fan. So it was mostly Sega Saturn, Sega Genesis stuff. I think I got a couple of consoles, but again, I already had my own Genesis, already had my own stuff. The only thing I got from him that I didn't already have, as far as consoles wise, was the Atari Jaguar. I didn't have any Jaguar stuff. I did have a couple Jaguar games, which is weird. I don't remember where I got them from, but he didn't give me any games. He gave me just a Jaguar console in the box, and I still have that. So that's the only console that I didn't have that I acquired through him. And games, obviously. There's some games, like I said. Sega CD games, I think I may have had one or two. I think I had like Night Trap and something else. And like I said, my Sega CD doesn't even work anymore. I don't even know if his works. It would mean it was in a box and whatnot. So I'm sure it does, because I never hooked it up though. It's just in the box. You can kind of see it sometimes in the back of my videos. So he said, basically, I mentioned that he said I was a fraud. So some time later, that confirmed it was him. The thing that confirmed it was him, he sent me a message saying, "Oh, please don't show the stuff I gave you in the video." And I'm like, well, it is now my stuff. I didn't acquire this stuff because I screwed you over or anything like that. You gave me these things because you were going to throw them away, and I saved them. So now you're telling me what to do with the stuff that is mine. And that started to rub me the wrong way. It bothered me. I noticed that I wouldn't show as much of this stuff after that message in the videos, and I'm like, why am I doing that? I've done nothing wrong. I guess in his head, our correspondence was different to him, and I'm not trying to be, mean or anything like that, because I really didn't think it was anything above like a working type of relationship where we talked here and there. It really wasn't a whole lot, our correspondences. So it threw me off, and I'm like, this is this is kind of crazy. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to try to remember exactly what was given to me from this guy and keep him out of videos, even though the stuff is mine now? And I was like, well, what should I do? Just imagine that somebody give you something, and I didn't think it was a contingency-based thing. I just thought, you're going to throw these things away. I'll take them off your hands instead. And that'll be that. I didn't think it was going to be this, oh, based on what I gave you, you have to now follow my rules. Like, that's strange. And again, the totality of what he gave me is about 15% of my gaming collection, my nerd collection, if you will. I already had 170 or so comic books. He gave me about 120 or so, and a ton of them were duplicates because he is a collector, so he'll have a bunch of the same comics. What am I supposed to do now? From comics that I collected starting 28 years ago or so, when I started reading comics and keeping them. Am I supposed to now try to remember which ones were his, or which ones he gave me that are mine now, and which ones that I always had that were mine? Am I supposed to do that? No, I just thought that was crazy. So I'm not going to do that. I don't feel obligated to do so, and it's kind of just weird to me. So that's why I'm making this video, because I'm a fraud, basically, based on his assessment. And I asked you guys if you wanted to see my game room and whatnot, because some of the stuff in here will be from what was given to me by him. That is mine now. If you don't agree, let me know. I really would like to know what you guys think. Do you think it is my stuff? It wasn't at the time given to me based on any contingents that I had to, any rules that I had to follow, which I would have thought was weird. If I had known that, I would have said, keep the stuff. You know what I mean? You're not going to tell me what to do with stuff after you've given it to me. That's weird. And so that's where we are. I'm going to show my game room because you guys voted overwhelmingly to see it, which didn't surprise me, but I just wanted to see the interest in it. I got like 50 or so votes, and it was like 96% that wanted to see it. So you may see a commenter in the comment section calling me a fraud. So just in case you do, you know the backstory of it, and I'm not going to delete any of the comments. There it is. Like I said, let me know what you guys think about when people give you stuff. Is it yours or is it still theirs? And does that make you owe them something, even though that wasn't the setup? Like I said, he was going to throw this stuff away. He was literally going to throw it out. And, you know, I just said, no, don't do that. And it wasn't, you know, the best situation for me because the wife wasn't really happy that I was bringing all this stuff in. But, you know, it is what it is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Look forward to that game room tour video. Thank you again for watching and listening, and I'll see you fools next time. Peace out.